Hey guys, welcome to my channel. We are back to Bonita series. 2 weeks ago, I think I made a tutorial on this and there were already a couple of requests to make the bracelet. As I explained, it's not a very strong bracelet, and if you probably search, there will probably tutorials on this because it's a very basic beading. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and make a quick tutorial on it since you guys requested. So we'll just go ahead and get the materials ready. So these are the Bonita earrings. That's how the series started. From there, I decided to, multiply these units and came up with this. I'm thinking maybe after this, I will try to make a wider bracelet with this part. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's because sometimes it's really hard to work with bugles. So this is what we're gonna work on. You will need two types of beads. You'll need bugles and you'll need 11 seed beads. I'm using same sizes as I used here. I used 9mm bugles. Here I used Toho. Today I'm using Czech 9mm silver line gold. And I'm gonna be using Toho 11's. I'll be leaving the codes in the description box if I don't forget. Sometimes I don't leave codes, mostly because I don't know, because I don't want to guess and misguide you. So, if I leave codes, it means I know them. If I don't, it means I don't know them. So these are the two beads. Then you'll need a toggle clasp. I'm going to be using same gold since I'm using gold in my bracelet. Then you'll need a stop bead to start off. Not always mandatory, but sometimes it's just easier to use one than not. Then I'm going to be using beading needle size 11. And I'm going to be using Nymo size B. You can go ahead and use size D. The only reason I'm using this is to match with my gold. Because if you notice, especially at the ends and stuff, you will see a bit of thread. So I always try to use inconspicuous color of thread. And you'll need a scissor to cut your thread. So that's all the materials you need. I'm gonna thread my needle with 2 yards. I think that was about as much as I used here. Don't really remember, it's been ages I've done this. So I'm gonna thread my needle with 2 yards and then we'll get to work. So I have all my beads ready, my stop bead ready. The bracelet, we're gonna start on this side. We're gonna leave a tail of about 8-9 inch. That will be plenty to add this side of a toggle, and then we're gonna work our way towards the other end. So I'll go ahead, take my stop bead, leave a tail of about 8-9 inch, and then take my needle through the stop bead one more time. So that's it. From here, I'm gonna pick up 1 bugle, 1 11-0, 1 bugle, 1 11-0, drop it down, 1 bugle, 1 11-0, 1 bugle, 1 11-0. So I have 4 of each. And then when I drop it down to my stop bead, you can see what I have. Probably can remove all this to the side. Okay, so this is how we start, and now I have to take my needle through all those beads one more time. You have to do it in steps because your needle is too short to go through all those bugles at the same time. And then pull my needle through. That's what I have. And I'm gonna take it through next bugle and through the 11-0. To close the circle. Well, in our case, it's a square or a diamond shape, however you look at it. So this is what I have. From now on, it gets very repetitious. So I'm gonna show you how to build a couple units on top of that. And then from there you can continue on your own. Before we go ahead and add the next unit, we have to do something different. Here, I'm gonna go through the bugle. See, right now, these 11's are just on the sides. We have to make sure they pop out in between. And what I mean by that, look. I don't know how I can explain that. Probably gets easier once I show it. So I'm gonna take my needle through the bugle. You don't want to take it through the 11, just through the bugle. And take your needle through. And then here, I'm gonna skip the 11 and go through the next bugle. So see, when I pull my thread, that will bring 2 bugles closer and 11 will pop. That's what you want. And I'm gonna repeat it for all 11 I'm coming out of bugle, I'm gonna go through the next one. Okay. And when I'm pulling the thread, it will bring closer the bugles and pop the 11 And then we just keep on repeating that until we have all the 11 popping. So I'm coming out of bugle, go through the next bugle. That's it. And then here as well, coming out of bugle, go through the next bugle. And pull your needle through. So now we did that to all of them, and you can see how sharp the edges are and how 11 are popping out. And now we can just go ahead and add the next unit. To do that, all I'm gonna do here, go through the 11. And then from here, the amount of beads I add is going to be the same for every single unit. So I'm gonna pick up 1 bugle, 1 11 1 bugle, 1 11 drop it down, 1 bugle, 1 11 1 bugle, drop it down. So when I drop it down, I'm gonna show you what exactly we have. So this is what I picked up. I picked up 4 bugles with 11 in between. Oops, I think I'm gonna change that bugle. See, that's a sharp corner there. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that. So I changed the bugle with the sharp corner. Well, it was broken. So this is what you pick up for every single unit from now on. And then here, I'm gonna go ahead, take my needle through the same 11 here through the other side. And then pull my needle through. And you have your second unit. So I'm just gonna flip it over to make it easier. Again, just like we did on the first one, I have to do the same thing here, popping the 11 So I'm gonna go through the bugle only, pull my needle through. You want to make sure you always pull your needle nice and tight. Here, I'm gonna skip the 11 and go only through the bugle. Pull my needle through. And see, if you just pull it, you can just twist it a bit and the 11 pops out. And we just repeat that all around. Coming out of bugle, go through the next bugle. And pull my needle, popping out the 11 and then here the same. Go through the bugle, skipping the 11 in between. Popping out the 11 and the last one. This one is not done yet. Here, just go through the next bugle, skip the 11 and pull my needle through, and that's it. All the 11 are popped. And then here, I just have to go to the top 11 again. So I'm gonna make my way, go through the next bugle, and I can come out straight through the 11 here. So just like we added this unit, you keep on adding same units over and over and over again until you have your required length. And that's how simple it is. And once you have your required length, make sure to leave out space for toggle. That's usually 2 centimeters, half an inch. Once you have your required length, I'm gonna meet you back here. I'm gonna show you how to add both ends of the toggle. So I have my required length. I decided to make it same as this one because I'm making them for myself. These bracelets are not strong enough or durable enough to sell or gift, so I'm just doing them for myself. So here I wanted to explain, see, I have 3 11 here, So I added 2 11/0 on top of this, and the reason for that is because if I add toggle right on top of this one, it will not allow me to go through this, because you always need space for the toggle to pass through. But if I added this toggle right on top, I wouldn't have that. So that's why we're gonna use ladder stitch and add 2 beads on top of this. And I'm gonna show you how to add this side. On this side, you're gonna go ahead and add this same way we add toggle at the end of this row. So this you can do later on by yourself, but I'm gonna show you how to do this part. So first, I'm coming out of the top 11/0. I'm gonna use ladder stitch and just add 2 beads. I'm gonna pick up 1 bead, go through the same bead through the other side, and I want to make sure I reinforce it. Go through the bead I just added, go back through the bottom bead, and back to the top. And here I am gonna add 1 more bead. Pick up 1 bead, go through this bead through the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and reinforce the bead I just added. Go through the bottom bead, and they are reinforced. Now I can just go ahead and add this bar of the toggle clasp. Go to the top bead. Now the toggle, the way I have it, the bar is parallel to these beads, so I have to crisscross my beads on top of it to have it stay this way, because if I just go round and round, my toggle will end up positioned like this, which I don't want. I want it positioned like this. So to do that, I'm gonna try and hold this in place like this. So first, I'm gonna take my needle to the top of the toggle, through the top to the bottom, like this, and go through the same bead through the other side. And pull my needle, and now I'm gonna take my needle through the bottom of the toggle to the top. And through the same bead through the other side. And once I pull my thread nice and tight, the first one I didn't pull that knot tight to be able to show you what I'm doing. So once I pull them all nice and tight, my toggle stays parallel, not sideways, because we did a crisscross on top of it. Don't know how much of it you can see, but I bet you can understand what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna repeat that one more time to reinforce my toggle clasp. To do that, I'm gonna go through the top of the hole to the bottom, pull my needle through, and go through the same bead. And now here, I'm gonna go through the bottom of the toggle clasp to the top, and back through the same bead. And that's how you attach the clasp. You will do the same thing with the circle on the other side. But here I want to zoom in and show you what happened on top. See, our thread is crisscrossing on top, so it lets the toggle stay parallel, so it doesn't turn. That's why we did all those manipulations with our thread and needle. So that's it. That's how you add it. Now you just go ahead, go back through some beads, go around, reinforce it. Just use up your thread, reinforce some of the beads, and get rid of the tail. And the same way we added this, you're gonna add the circle, and then we're gonna meet back and compare our bracelets. So here is my whole Bonita series. This is the bracelet we made today, and look, very petite, very nice for like casual day out or even night out. It just looks so petite, and I think nowadays this kind of designs are also trendy. So you know, if you have a young daughter or a teenager, this might be a perfect present for them. You know, they're around. If it breaks, you can fix it for them. So these are the codes. Here's this bracelet, the beads I used, and here's this bracelet, these are the beads used. This Bonita earrings are the same. There's a tutorial. I will leave a link in the description box, and there's a tutorial for this chandelier earrings as well. So make sure to subscribe to my channel. There are tons of other tutorials out there you can check out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.